the biggest guru mantra is: never share your secrets with anybody. It will destroy you. As soon as the fear approaches near, attack and destroy it. A good wife is one who serves her husband in the morning, like a mother does, loves him in the day, like a sister does, and pleases him like a prostitute in the night. Till the enemy's weakness is known, he should be kept on friendly terms. God is not present in idols. Your feelings are your God. The soul is your temple. Treat your kid like a darling for the first 5 years. For the next 5 years, scold them. By the time they turn 16, treat them like a friend. Your grown-up children are your best friends. Good behavior wins even an enemy. A man is great by deeds, not by birth. Before you start some work, always ask yourself 3 questions. Why am I doing it? What the results might be? And will I be successful? Only when you think deeply and find satisfactory answers to these questions, go ahead. Even if a snake is not poisonous, it should pretend to be venomous. Do not reveal what you have thought upon doing, but by wise counsels, keep it secret, being determined to carry it into execution. Books are as useful to a stupid person as a mirror is useful to a blind person. He who gives up shyness in monetary dealings, in acquiring knowledge, in eating and in business, becomes happy. Once you start working on something, don't be afraid of failure and don't abandon it. People who work sincerely are the happiest. Enemies strike at weak points. A person becomes great not by sitting on some high seat, but through higher qualities. A crow does not become an eagle by simply sitting on the top of a palatial building. The world's biggest power is the youth and beauty of a woman. The one excellent thing that can be learned from a lion is that whatever a man intends doing should be done by him with a wholehearted and strenuous effort. As long as your body is healthy and under control and death is distant, try to save your soul. When death is imminent, What can you do? The fragrance of flowers spreads only in the direction of the wind, but the goodness of a person spreads in all direction. The earth is supported by the power of truth. It is the power of truth that makes the sun shine and the winds blow. Indeed, all things rest upon truth. A person should not be too honest. Straight trees are cut first, and honest people are screwed first. Time perfects men, as well as destroys them. A debt should be paid off till the last penny. An enemy should be destroyed without a trace. There is some self-interest behind every friendship. There is no friendship without self-interests. This is a bitter truth. Avoid him who talks sweetly before you, but tries to ruin you behind your back. For he is like a pitcher of poison, with milk on top. There is no austerity equal to a balanced mind, and there is no happiness equal to contentment. There is no disease like covetousness, and no virtue like mercy. An egoist can be won over by being respected. A crazy person can be won over by allowing him to behave in an insane manner. And a wise person can be won over by truth. Let not a single day pass without your learning a verse, half a verse, or a fourth of it, or even one letter of it, nor without attending to charity, study, and other pious activity. He who is overly attached to his family members experiences fear and sorrow, for the root of all grief is attachment. Thus, one should discard attachment to be happy. Test a servant while in the discharge of his duty, a relative in difficulty, a friend in adversity, and a wife in misfortune. Do not put your trust in a bad companion, nor even trust an ordinary friend. For if he should get angry with you, he may bring all your secrets to light. There is poison in the fang of the serpent, in the mouth of the fly, and in the sting of a scorpion. But the wicked man is saturated with it. There is no disease so destructive as lust. We should not fret for what is past, nor should we be anxious about the future. Men of discernment deal only with the present moment. Skills are called hidden treasure, as they save like a mother in a foreign country. Knowledge is lost without putting it into practice. A man is lost due to ignorance. An army is lost without a commander. And a woman is lost without a husband. In trans-border relations, there are no permanent friends, or permanent enemies, or even permanent borders. There are only permanent interests, and everything should be done to secure these interests. One whose knowledge is confined to books, and whose wealth is in the possession of others, can use neither his knowledge nor wealth when the need for them arises. Time perfects all living beings as well as kills them. It alone is awake when all others are asleep. Time is insurmountable. Our bodies are perishable. Wealth is not at all permanent, and death is always nearby. Therefore, we must immediately engage in acts of merit. A man is born alone and dies alone, and he experiences the good and bad consequences of his come alone. And he goes alone to hell or the supreme abode. The disgrace of one's people brings sorrow to the noble-minded. Poverty, disease, sorrow, imprisonment, and other evils are the fruits borne by the tree of one's own sins. Rain which falls upon the sea is useless. So is food for one who is satiated. In vain is a gift for one who is wealthy. And a burning lamp during the daytime is useless. If a king is energetic, his subjects will be equally energetic. He who loses his money is forsaken by his friends, his wife, his servants, and his relations. Yet when he regains his riches, those who have forsaken him come back to him. Hence, wealth is certainly the best of relations. The learned are envied by the foolish, rich men by the poor, chaste women by adulteresses, and beautiful ladies by ugly ones. Water is the medicine for indigestion. It is invigorating when the food that is eaten is well digested. It is like nectar when drunk in the middle of a dinner. And it is like poison when taken at the end of a meal. Although an ass is tired, he continues to carry his burden. He is unmindful of cold and heat, and he is always contented. These three things should be learned from the ass. He whose son is obedient to him, whose wife's conduct is in accordance with his wishes, and who is content with his riches, has his heaven here on earth. It is better to die than to preserve this life by incurring disgrace. The loss of life causes but a moment's grief, but disgrace brings grief every day of one's life. Beauty is spoiled by an immoral nature, noble birth by bad conduct, learning without being perfected, and wealth by not being properly utilized. Purity of speech, of the mind, of the senses, and of a compassionate heart are needed by one who desires to rise to the divine platform. A father who is a chronic debtor, an adulterous mother, a beautiful wife, and an unlearned son are enemies in one's own home.